Good day, wherever you are in the world. Hello, hello. Why has that changed? And we got some stuff. Oh yeah, good. All right. Yeah, we are back. We are back. My name is Matt in the Hat. We are back with some more Pathfinder 2 Kingmaker for you today. It is session 48. Um, hola, ¿cómo estás? Um, Yeah, so we are back here with our good players from across the world and friends from across the world, and we have just finished a harrowing battle with a special, I don't know, plant wyvern thing that did plant wyvern things, took us up into the air and dropped us, and then got shot out of the air and fell on us, causing many issues. Um, Kaldor is busy pulling the wyvern off our comrades who got fallen upon.
Matt, I don't think your mic's working.
What about now?
Yeah,
Yep.
now I can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that.
No
Too
worries.
many
Just wanted to make
places to
sure.
press things.
Yeah. Lots of.
Yep, professional streamer and all that. Ha ha
Mm.
ha ha ha.
You, sir, are super professional, and I don't want you to ever say different.
Well, too bad. So mute buttons everywhere. Yeah, I need a stream deck or something like that at some point, but
Hmm.
money. Cool. Yeah. So as I was saying, we've been doing battles against the Wyvern. Some Kaldor is busy pushing the Wyvern off or pushing the Wyvern off our comrades. And what I'm gonna do here, as this happens, is I'm going to introduce us to just a tiny section of a homebrew that I'm working on for my next campaigns down the track. And given that we've had a approximately 1,000 pound creature falling out of the air 70 feet above our comrades onto our comrades, I'm going to have a narrative homebrew element to some of what's going on here. And we can, weigh in about this. Obviously, this is not something that is in the system. This is something that I am working on, and I am still going to be working on. So my solution here is going to be imperfect. But what I want us to look at and orient towards, I'm going to go over here to this, and I'm going to read this out. I don't want to read it there. I want to read it. Okay. We are going to read out the long-term rest rules. Okay.
That
And
sounds amazing.
yeah, and I want to orient
Mm.
towards what we can do to utilize these, because I've never seen them utilized in a Pathfinder 2 game, and I've been playing Pathfinder 2 since its incarnation, even in playtest. So I've not seen tables really do this, and I want to engage with them, and I think it's worthwhile to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them out. We're going to talk about it for a minute, and then we'll talk about where the characters are at and what they're doing. Okay. So long-term rest. This is what it says. Each full 24-hour period a character spends resting during downtime allows them to recover double what they would for an 8-hour rest. They must spend this time resting in a comfortable and secure location. typically in bed. If they spend significantly longer in bed rest, usually from a few days to a week of downtime, they recover from all damage and most non permanent conditions. Characters affected by diseases, long lasting poisons, or similar afflictions might need to continue attempting saves during downtime. Some curses, permanent injuries, or other situations that require magic or special care to remove don't end automatically during rest. So, what I would like to do, what I'm going to introduce here and talk about, obviously, this can be tweaked and changed and, interacted with, is a understanding from both our players and our characters that life is fragile. Shocking, right? Shocking. And that sometimes you can push yourself too hard. The game, Pathfinder 2, is about heroic characters breaking the rules of normal life and being supernatural, basically. Even if you're just a fighter, you're a supernatural being, really, as you're progressing ahead. And Pathfinder 2 is really about this. It's really about supernatural characters doing supernatural things. But I like to reduce the level of supernatural just by a little bit, not like total complete changes, but just bring us down a peg or two and remind us we can't just willy nilly throw our lives away and have things happen to us that would kill a standard person without some effect. Okay, and Pathfinder 2 doesn't really have this idea. It's like all or nothing almost. Now I don't blame them for this. This is not a complaint. This is a me thing. We're talking about me and the things that I like in role-playing games, the things that I like in stories. And that's when there's consequences to your actions. There's consequences to pushing yourself too hard. There's consequences to having a 1,000-pound beast fall from 70 feet up and land on you.
Nah, really?
Yeah. And so this could
Vrar
be
doesn't know what these consequences you speak of are.
Gravity's just a theory.
this could be something that can be argued, okay? And I'm happy to have a discussion about this, and I'm happy to have people disagree and to sort of come to some sort of understanding. But what I'd like to introduce the idea or concept of is that if we push ourselves really too hard, or if something like this happens to us, what happened to us in this time, that what happens out of that is that we need to have some sort of idea or concept that we are going to need to have long-term rest and soon to be able to fully recover to our previous full capabilities. Now, what sort of penalties we impose on characters is up for discussion, and I'm not wanting to just throw conditions on you with this. But what I want the idea of is that we pay a little bit when horrific things like this happen, and that we can't just keep on going willy-nilly without consequence. And the longer you push yourself, the more that you push yourself, the more you're going to pay at the end of the day, or at the end of the week, or whatever it is. The more you're going to pay. And it's not necessarily going to be money. We're talking about your character suffering. And again, this doesn't have to be a mechanical thing necessarily. We could put fatigue in here, we could put conditions that are in the game in here, but we don't have to. This can be something that we create in our mind, something that we negotiate. But the idea, the concept behind it should be, I can only push myself so much further because of what's happened. Okay? Hey, Raven. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I know you're super busy with kids and life and everything, and it's great to have you here as always. Love you, man. Um, and so, yeah. Um, what do we think? Do we like the idea that we narrate something? Do we prefer that there's a real condition that we can track? Maybe we even create something. What do we think in relation to this? I want to work with you rather than against you.
Yeah. I like the idea of long-term rest for sure. Like, I mean, the damn wyvern picked me up and dropped me, like that.
Yeah, me too.
Hurts. That hurts. And
Do you know
then
what that?
then it fell on Raw.
Raw and thicket, yeah.
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 It
Do
fell
you
on
know
him,
what Vrar
so,
think?
yeah.
You know what Vrar thinks that You know what Vrar thinks that means for him? One, he needs to not fall like that if he's dropped again. He wants to get dropped by whatever picked it up and just hover
Feather
there so
fall.
he can go
Yeah,
pick,
feather fall.
pick,
Yeah.
pick. No, not feather
Yeah.
fall.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Levitate or
there you go.
fly or something of that nature, so that if it goes, oh, I'm going to drop him to watch him fall, and I'm going to smile at
Yeah.
him and go, no, you're not. Smack, smack, smack. Just
So
something, because I can't effectively hit stuff or challenge
yeah.
with
This
a ranged
isn't an
weapon very
OGL
well.
game. It's a gentle landing now.
But no, I'm very much on board with this. Like, if we're like limping / crawling basically back to camp or back to FNAF, and then we fall on our bellies and just like barely breathing. I'd like for people to see us and be like, oh, they need help, and then go and put us in like secure locations for a few days to a week and have us be able to do that. Yeah, I like that idea.
So, what I'm going to propose, okay, is that when we have something that's in the story, something that's in a scene that looks to be a situation that's going to require long-term rest. Here is my pitch. I am going to add a requirement of at some point you're going to need to have this long-term rest. It doesn't necessarily have to be now. But what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to give you an amount of days that you require. And if those days become higher than your constitution modifier, you then have to stop and do it. Okay? So you can
I have a fatigue tracker that works.
I have this is my constitution modifier right now.
0, 1. Okay. So you would be able to get one requirement before you have to stop. As soon as you got your second, you would have to stop. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. And for those that are more constitution oriented, you can last for longer, you can push yourself for a little bit longer before you have to stop. And
Caldor, what's yours? Never mind. I see it. It's 3.
3. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
ahead,
he
Matt.
could
I
he could
apologize.
have he could be up to he could get his 4th and then have to stop. So he's fine on the 3rd. And maybe there's something, maybe you role play, maybe there's something else here that before that point, when you start getting them, either there might be a penalty or it might be a role play element. What do we think? I don't necessarily like adding, like I said, I don't really want to be adding conditions upon you and making you feel bad. I maybe just want this idea that we can't just go forever. So I think probably it's enough that I just give you a level of whatever we're going to call it. Fatigue is already in the game, so maybe this is something else. And we say,
Battle weary.
right, something.
Yeah, weariness.
Something.
Or
Yeah.
flattened.
Whatever it happens to be, I totally
Weariness
get where you're
brain.
coming from on that, Matt. But I I truly believe that that's something that could be handled entirely via role play. And it's one of those things that I have found has been neglected in a lot of the groups that I myself have both played in and played with. If I in my process of digging through notes from one of my old campaigns, just to, dig through and find stuff that I think is worth writing or adding into something else, I really realized that the stuff that one of my groups did, if you filter out the small amounts of downtime they took here and there, they did 18 levels worth of stuff in what was literally like 600 days. I mean, less than 2 years. You add in the little bit of downtime, and it was still less than 5 with all that was said and done.
Okay.
Now, does that make sense? Maybe for very, very short-lived races, sure.
Mhm.
But otherwise, no. People don't go at that pace unless they are truly trying to burn themselves up.
So,
They really don't.
yeah, what I'm going to propose is this. While you have any level of, we'll call this weariness for now, while you have any level of weariness, you cannot increase your wounded. You cannot reduce your wounded less than 1. So you will always be wounded 1 while you are weary, which doesn't increase your rolls. It doesn't penalize you until you fall unconscious again, and then you really start to feel it. So you feel this sense of like I have to be careful, right? So this is what I'm going to propose, that we can't reduce our wounded less than 1 while we have any weariness. Are we okay with that idea?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll give that a shot. That sounds good.
So, for those that got landed on, please give yourself wounded 1. And let's make let's call it that. And let's call it the falls. Let's call it that's heroic. Falling and surviving. I'm okay with that being all right, but having something like this fall upon us, I think that's probably enough to call it this. So those that got fallen upon, make yourselves wounded 1, and until you have that like long-term rest, so 24 hours or more of just resting, you cannot remove that. You will just be on that. You cannot reduce it less than 1. Okay. And we'll see if this is too penalizing or whatever, and we'll talk about it as we go. This is something that's in development, something that we're experimenting with, and and then you can role play as well. So when you're weary, if you're up to it and you're feeling like I can do something here, then do. Engage with it. If you're not up to it on the day, if you've got too many distractions, don't worry about it. It's okay. We're okay. But it enables an opportunity to do this. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Those of you that are unconscious, I'm just going to bring you up to 1 point. Take the dyings away. And I'm going to add wounded 1 to Thekid that you can't reduce. And already Vra has that. Okay. And Kaldor has managed to push the Wyvern away. And you guys can now, we'll check in with you now. Sorry for the little banter at the start, but you guys can now talk about how you're feeling and maybe play into this idea, those that are feeling that. Okay? So, let's do it bottom up this time. So we'll go, and it's just what's on my screen, not like importance of characters. It's just what's on the screen here. So, Malkov playing Kaldor. As you push and pull and otherwise this wyvern off your companions and notice what this has done to them. How are you thinking and feeling and reacting and all of that?
Well, my first thought after seeing them is, holy shit, I'm glad that didn't land on me. And then I'm going to be immediately, after peeling this thing off of them, do casting lay on hands on each of them because they are obviously near dead.
Yes.
And we need better tools to fight flying things.
Right.
Because that sucked.
Yeah.
I came out of it unscathed. I tried to get my compatriots to stay near me so I could try and hit it when it came after us, but everybody scattered anyway.
Yeah, it's really rough. Really rough. So, yeah, it does bring into stark relief that perhaps if we think, well, even if we don't think, but just in case we come across something that is flying, and not all of the flying things are going to have the capabilities of the Wyvern, obviously, but it's still going to be an issue. Hitting them is going to be an issue. So, cool. That's great. Thank you. We'll go to Azrael playing Lucas.
Spit out blood.
Yeah.
And then I go to stretch and I like grimace, like, because I got probably a broken rib from the fall. A couple more coughs and bending over and putting my hands on my knees and looking up and seeing Caldor over, like moving the wyvern off, and then I see what's under the wyvern. I'm like, crap. I run over there and like I don't run because I freaking probably have like severe injuries. I just kind of move over there and see how everything is. I just basically take stock of everybody. Lindsay seems fine. She's unharmed. And Caldor's also in good shape. I thank him for dropping the healing on the two of them because I don't have a way to heal. And yeah, I agree. Like we definitely need. I know that I've got a freaking longbow and Vrar's got the boomerang, and I guess if Thekard like throws well enough with his bombs, maybe he can hit stuff from there. But for the most part, probably not. So me and Vrar are really the two long rangers. And yeah, that's I'm just really out of sorts. And once I see that they're getting in better shape, I just sit on the ground and put my hands on my knees and just breathe.
So Vrar looks up from the Looney Tunes style crater that he's been squashed down into underneath this wyvern that kind of matches the positionings of his body as Keldor lays on hands at him and says, "Better ways to deal with flying stuff." Yeah, weighted nets that we can throw on them. Something. I don't know what though. And I'm gonna sit up. And I'm gonna go to stretch and go, oh God. And then I'm gonna crawl over to my pick and pick it up and put it on my back. And I'm just gonna look at Keldor and go, I think I want to go back to town or the hunting lodge or somewhere where there's a bed as soon as possible.
We got the rest of the day of hunting.
Yeah, I don't want to either, but we gotta get more than just the wyvern head.
Then I'm gonna probably move away and start praying.
Is that thing gonna poison me to chop its head off?
No.
I'm looking at now conscious Thekard.
I think just Thekard, just keep breathing. I'll look up or I'll try and remember. I totally get where you're coming from, Thuckard. Let me see if I got anything that can help. Hang on.
I mean, I'd offer to help you up, but that's going to get you to like knee high.
Yeah, is it nature? For the
To
recall
do
knowledge?
what? To
Recall knowledge on the
it.
Wyvern.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's see.
This is to to like see if he'll get poisoned by chopping its head off.
Okay. You establish that that will not happen. The poison is in its tail.
Yeah. Okay.
And so if you tried to remove the stinger intact, then you would have to roll in order to not be poisoned. But the head is safe.
All right, Varar, you can lop the head off. You're fine. I, on the other hand, am interested in the stinger on the tail. And I will. You said fortitude. Or what is it? I just assume that's fortitude.
I think that this would be because you want to take it intact. I think it would either be a crafting or a survival check.
I will do the crafting. If that passes, I'll leave it. If it doesn't pass, nah, it's fine. I don't care. I'll reroll.
I can tell you
reroll.
that isn't passing at the moment.
Okay, I'll reroll.
Okay, that will be okay. So yeah, you can harvest the tail without getting poisoned.
Var noticed him doing that. I'm just going to say, just do not poke me with that. You hear me?
Yes, I do. That's gonna go straight into my pack. I'll let the others know that there are other materials on this that are usable. So feel free
hunting bed. Don't care about that. Var's being impatient. He wants to be done.
Okay. Leave usable materials behind, even though we're hurting. That's fine.
Time.
I'm going to probably spend about 20 minutes praying. If you want to spend that time bandaging yourself and whatnot. For each other.
Am I allowed to like, can I do multiple gatherings, or is that just one per?
Multiple.
It's only got one tail.
Yeah, it's just.
No, I meant the scale, like from the body or something like that. Because my let's see, where is it?
Is there anything of value to harvest off the wyvern other than the tail, stinger, and poison?
We don't. So Pathfinder 2 doesn't actually have a system for this. There is an expansion that is a third party product called Battle Zoo, and Battle Zoo has harvesting of creatures. So any harvesting of creatures that we have done up to date, I have just done that myself.
I want to get that DLC or that third party item. I saw that and wanted to get it.
Yeah, it's got some cool stuff.
I think they have like 3 or 4 volumes of it now.
Yeah. So like that's there. But I think for a wyvern, what makes sense is certainly the tail because it's got a poison on it. I would consider things that either are role play oriented, like I want a wyvern tooth, for example, that you would just say I want a wyvern tooth, and you then are able to harvest it, but I'm not going to put a price on that. If it's a valuable item, like something that contains a poison or something that's, then that you can then utilize, then we make a roll for it. These sorts of things. I don't think I don't necessarily think I want to include this in in an economy expansion, but I will give you trickle income to represent that people value these things, but it's not going to be a lot, guys. It's because the game doesn't really do that. So
Yeah,
it'll be more
all right.
like I get a trophy that I can mount, or something like this, So it's
Yeah.
more of a like I can take this back and I can display this, or I can make something out of it and claim my fame, and you get to role play this, okay? These sorts of things.
Sure. I mean, like, so what I was thinking about doing, and this, you can tell me if this is allowed or not. Like, so on the hilt of my rapier, or not the hilt, like I guess the pommel, I was gonna, I don't know, fashion something that like I could use as, I don't know, like a secondary, like kind of like a hiding, like a hidden thing where I could like stab with the pommel as well. Not that that's actually something that can happen. Or
Um,
depending on how long the stinger is, like I don't know how long the stinger is, maybe I can replace the blade on my rapier with the stinger. I don't know. I don't know if that's how it works.
what would what I could entertain the idea of would be that we could, upon crafting upon it successfully, um, in a place where you have a forge and materials,
Yeah.
you could potentially add the injection trait to your rapier,
Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
and skin it that it's
Yeah.
that it's now a wyvern tail or whatever, and then
Yeah.
yeah. And so
Yep. Thank you.
we're thinking about the properties of the thing that we're using, and we go, oh, maybe it could be this, right? Maybe it could
Yeah.
be a similar to a special material, and have a look at the
Yeah.
special materials and see if there's one that kind of could just be reflavored, you know,
hmm
that has
Like
interesting
like
properties,
have the blade
these
take
sorts
on
of
the
things.
properties of the stinger.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
this, okay? And that's up for debate, but obviously you cannot do anything until you are able to properly craft on it. So you've just got it
Absolutely.
with you, store it, and then when you can
Mhm.
properly craft on it in downtime, then
Sounds great.
cool. All right. With all of that said and done, um, I do need to. I should have done this while we were off air still, but I'm going to do so now. So, as you guys know, or should know by now, I have started work this week. Um, and I said that I would be watchful as to what this is going to do in relation to the games, and to everything else in my life. So I'm going to be. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to be needing to reduce the amount of time that these sessions go for, because if I don't, I will be late to work, and I cannot be late to work. So,
No, no, you can't.
um, what that's going to look like, and this is in debate with you, so we can do one of two things. So, what I'm going to suggest, excuse me, excuse me, um, what we're going to do, what I'm going to suggest is 3 hours instead of 4. I know that that's a significant change. And what that might mean is that we just go for 3 hours without a break. If we're okay,
Yeah.
if we're all okay with 3 hours without a break, let's just
Yeah.
call it
Please
that.
do.
If you absolutely need one in the middle, just go and do it, right? Just walk, just say I need to go, and go and take your break. I'm not saying
Yep.
we have to sit here for the time. If you've got your stuff,
Okay.
go and do your stuff. But because it's a little bit less. Um,
Yeah.
the 2 hour mark was great before. Get there at 2 hours, have
hmm
your 5 minute break, come back, felt good. But with
Yeah.
a 3 hour session, I'm thinking, let's not have an official one. If you need to walk away, do. If
Yeah.
I need one because I have to orient things, I'll call for it, and we just do it. Again, we're paying attention to ourselves, whatever we need. But
Being flexible.
Exactly, but if we can do 3-hour sessions from now onwards, I know that sort of sucks because 4 is a bit better, but I just can't at this point. So
No, please, it's fine.
So if we're
Everybody
okay with
else
that,
here, for scheduling, we all had to figure out what was necessary for schedule. This is a combination that you need for schedule. Why would
Yeah.
anybody argue about that?
I mean, it's not ideal, okay?
No, it's not, but it has to happen. So
No
that's
one's
it.
complaining. No one's
That's
complaining.
how it is.
Yeah,
All good.
and
It is life.
even when we change time, that might enable me to go for another half an hour or whatever, do 3.5 or whatever. But let's just, for the moment, say it's going to be 3 hours, and then if we get bonuses on certain days, we get bonuses. All right.
Yeah.
But this will just help me to do what I need to do. Okay. So
Yeah.
Cool. With that out of the way, let's do the session. So you guys have taken a little bit of a breather. I've given Vra and Thekid the effect called weariness. I'm gonna need to tweak and look at that out of session. I just created it. Hopefully later on I'll be able to add levels and stuff, like a tracker of what level you're on. For the moment, we'll just track it as just a 1 level condition, and we'll look into it further later. But we just created this today, so at least you've got something, a marker on you to let you know, hey, we're probably going to need to rest soon. And when I say rest, I mean for at least 24 hours, as in the long-term rest. And there's design principles that I want to orient with, but I don't want to talk about it now. We'll talk about it later, because we've only got a 3-hour session. So, guys, the session now is over to you. And wherever you want to go, however you want to go, let me take us over to the map of the area so that you can decide what's what. And I also need to adjust the time that our characters have so that they can understand that time has passed while they've been in battle and traversing through the forest and ascending these cliffs, so on and so forth. So let's activate.
So Tucker, you've had like 20 minutes from the time that you got woken back up, because I know that.
I was about to ask how long we had.
Yeah, Keldord spent a minimum of 20 minutes because he focused to be able to do the lay on hands twice, right?
Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll say it's been half an hour. Okay, give you a little bit of breathing room. We'll say half an hour, giving us that we're 12:40. And then if you want to rest for a little bit longer, obviously you can. But you obviously don't have time to do a full rest, like a proper one.
After that 20 minutes before we left the area, I wanted to check that little alcove where the wyvern was stashing meat and see if there's anything value in there.
Brilliant. I will have a look at that. Where is my...
When we go to set off, I'd like to...
Yep, you did. We can see it.
Let's see.
Okay. Wyvern Roost. So there's the bodies of some victims here. So you find several bodies of humanoid remains. You can make recall knowledge checks about them. including medicine, nature, society, whatever. There's also the bear corpse, which was described. There's the wildflowers that are growing around the cave. There's the fact there's like, yeah, these sorts of things.
I made the nature check regarding the humanoids.
Awesome, yeah. Okay, so you can determine that this must be the remains of the Locker family. You remember that we heard about this family that lived in the hut down there, and that they'd been dragged off from the ruined shack. So their bodies are up here. That's all that's left of them. In addition to that knowledge, you note the disturbing irregularity that the bodies do not seem to have been eaten at all. They were merely mutilated and played with.
Okay.
Wait. What?
So evil wyvern.
I'm just reading off what it says.
I wonder if that wyvern's being like controlled.
Or it's trained.
That's what I meant too. Like,
Well, I mean, they train big birds of prey that they're going to falcon with and stuff like that to only accept food from its trainer, so that it won't
Yeah.
do anything else. The same thing possible with the wyvern. Oh dear lord, what kind of giant's going to fucking have a falcon go of and catch a wyvern in hand?
yeah.
Brar looks mildly panicked for a second, picturing this.
You remember that the wyvern spoke to you and said, "Meet mine."
I think it was referring to like me and Theckard at that point, and just wanted the other two to leave.
Possibly.
They picked me up first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wonder
but
why.
we were the ones that were unconscious at that point.
And
I mean, to be fair, I'm not meat. I'm wood.
yeah.
Toothpicks.
So that's all the information that is here. So there's nothing else for you, Keldor. I've said what is written. That's what you determine.
Okay.
I'd like to move up to there at a steady pace near the valley. I'm still scouting, or what is it? Tracking. Yeah, I'm still tracking.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't have anything to track because, like, the thing I was tracking, we found. So,
yeah, the bloody remains are here.
Yeah.
This is obviously
Yeah,
where
so I
they were
don't-
dragged. They haven't been eaten. They've
Yeah.
been played with and mutilated.
Yeah, so I don't have anything to track. So let me.
But we do know the whole family's here.
Yeah, this is what's left of them.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like, oh look, there's 1, 2, 3, 5 of them, and there's only 4 bodies here. That's all I'm trying to make sure.
Yeah, no, it says this is it. So.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna.
after checking that, I'd recommend that we go up to that canyon.
Yeah. I turned on scout.
Cool.
So I'm going at half speed, and Caldor, you don't have to scout. You can do something else.
If you want, or you can scout.
Yes,
as well.
that's what I meant, of course.
All right. So Keldor thinks that we can move towards the canyon. You said.
Yep.
Yeah. and the
Yeah, I
valley.
just pinged it. That's like the actual place where I want to end up, so I can
Okay.
overlook the valley.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You can orient in that general direction.
Yep.
As long as everyone agrees and such. Yeah. So you do recognize that this is a forested area. Takes a little bit longer to get through, but each of them are still only 75 feet, so we're not talking a huge amount of time. But
Yeah.
we might add a couple of minutes here or there.
I'm moving it pretty slowly.
Yeah. And yeah, when we're in exploration mode, so it's not.
Yep. I'd like to do a perception check right here.
Vrar's not moving slowly. He's just grimacing and grumbling every time he has to. Wow. Lucas, you didn't. Lucas, you didn't find your ass with either hand.
No. I found something much worse. Something much worse.
Okay.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah. So Lucas is keeping an eye out. Okay. So let me think about this here for a moment.
Yeah. Here comes the. And this is only to the players themselves. Here comes the misinformation.
Here comes the misinformation. I want to
God, I
make
hate
it.
this shit.
I always want to make it interesting. Something.
I mean, I have an idea of what it's going to kind of entail, but I don't want to say anything. I'm glad. Needless to say, I'm glad I don't have tracking turned on, and I'm glad I only have scouting turned on.
Lucas, you're looking about, and you're pretty. You see like a shadow passing across the sun in your sort of peripheral vision, and it looks exactly like another wyvern. Yeah.
Great. More than one wyvern, guys.
I'm gonna look up.
You look up. At the moment, you're not seeing it, but he saw it out of the peripheral vision, and he's like, and then he turned, and maybe it went behind a cliff or something else.
I mean, it was a sneaky bastard for the first little bit.
So yeah, you don't see anything in the sky.
Maybe it was the other wyvern's mate.
All right, I've drawn my hammer.
I've got my bow out.
Yeah.
Everybody cluster up.
Now I'm gonna.
Usually the exact opposite thing you say when you see a flying dragon-like creature in the air. Everybody scatters.
What I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have everyone please to roll me a will save as you're moving about here. In formation, watching the skies, being extra vigilant. Nice, guys.
Very nice.
Okay. Yeah, pretty good. So you all like keep your nerve. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. You all keep your nerve. Thecard's a little bit more nervous than the rest of you, but he's holding it together as you're moving.
Right, where I want to be.
He keeps on furtively looking up to make sure that there's not another one, because you saw what the other one did, and perhaps a little bit more affected by the creepiness of what that might sound be. But
how many times?
Keep it under wraps.
How many times has gravity been not your friend at this point now, Lucas? Both creature-wise and climbing-wise? You should be
Yeah.
afraid of fucking heights by now.
I mean, the only reason why I wanted to come here is to get I wanted to be able to see the entire valley and use my spyglass if need be.
So this is about 750 feet as the crow flies. Multiplying that by 2 gets us around 1,500 feet because it is difficult terrain, and we've got trees and stuff to go. It's uneven ground. Let's call it 2,000 feet. So for those of you that have done like army training or wilderness walking, 2,000 feet, guys. How long is that? How much time does that take?
Probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
No.
2,000 feet? No, not even close. 2,000 feet's less than it. You're talking half of a mile through
Less than
Half a
Half a
mile.
terrain.
Yeah, so half a
Yeah,
mile.
but like
less than
but we're
half a
slow.
mile.
Like remember, we're injured.
10 minutes to half a mile.
Yeah.
I'd say 10 to
minutes at a
15.
leisurely pace.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
10 to 15 minutes at a leisurely pace going, man, my ribs hurt.
Okay.
That kind of shit.
All right. Let's call it 15. Getting us to 1 p.m. when we arrive where we are, and we're overlooking now a valley and waterfall. So let me open that description for us, and we'll go to that. Okay. A steep crevasse cut into the earth forms a narrow valley lined with rough stone. The bottom of the ravine lies 20 feet above the cliff tops to the north and south, with the eastern side opening to a steep decline. A cascading waterfall at the west end is the source of a creek running through the ravine. On the shores, swaths of strange looking dead plants bear dozens of rotting, withered fruits the size of watermelons. So you're seeing that from above. All of this is on that lower level, and the lower level is some 20 feet beneath you down sheer cliff face.
All right, that's not bad. Is there any sign of life?
So
I need to perceive. That's fine.
How deep does the water look?
yep, give me a sec.
Oh, for what it's worth, like the earlier thing you said about me, like with cliffs and like climbing, I'm a little more experienced in that now.
Nice.
So it's not nearly as bad as it was.
Well, I just mean the general
You're going
falls
last.
in general.
You're still
And
going last.
throw-
When you fall, you don't take anybody else down the cliff with you.
What?
You're going last, so when you fall, you don't take anyone else down the cliff with you.
That's fine.
You see bits of wildlife.
Okay.
You know, you see like an occasional fish, the shadow of a fish in the water. You know.
It's not like it's sterile because there's these dead plants or something down there. So, okay. So it
I'd
was the
like to get
wyvern.
down there.
It was the crocodile-like creature whose name I can't recall off the moment.
Starts with a D, right? Or C? Sure something.
It was a Krooth. K-R.
That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay.
Krooth. Thank you. I knew it was a crocodile eater. You called it.
I did, yes.
Jesus.
So obviously you are standing above this cliff. You at the moment you're just taking it in. and you haven't specifically tried to listen, look, smell anything, and using those senses is always useful. It may or may not yield anything, but remember that until you call for checks, whatever is described is what is naturally visible and naturally noticed. Okay?
Now, I want to look for movement or signs of movement.
Sure.
And I'm eyeballing the water trying to figure out how deep it is from here.
Yeah. So how deep this is? You think, based on what you're seeing, it's not exceptionally deep. You think as it empties, down to the east and joins the other one, that's where it'll get quite deep. This section is like the tributary that adds to the bigger, deeper river it's more like a stream, this section, than a river. Does that make sense? So you could probably just cross it with not too many issues. It is still quite wide, given that these squares are 75 feet. So you're looking at maybe
60 feet wide.
30, 40 feet, something like that wide, but you don't think it's going to be exceptionally deep. You may have to swim for the very middle of it, but otherwise you probably, it's not going to be that bad.
So I'd like to. So you said that there was withered fruit.
Yes, on the shores. Yes, the size of
I'd
watermelons.
I'd like to see if maybe like the grass and soil is corrupted, kind of.
Well, from here you can't do that. You'd have to go down.
Well, I know that. Yeah, we'd have to climb. Yeah, I get.
So at the moment we are above. We obviously
Yeah.
you can see stuff. You've
Yeah.
established what you can see, but to test stuff
Yeah.
like that, you'd have to get down there.
Okay. Has anybody looked towards the waterfall to see if there's anything in the gathering area where the waterfall is?
Well, that's quite a ways upriver still from where we're at right now.
Well, that's the reason why I brought my spyglass.
For some reason, when he said "Here comes my head
I saw
instantly went to "Here comes the train." Toot toot. Yeah, so what do we want to do? Obviously, you can continue to be up here if you want. You can go down to the next level if you want. You can.
I know that they're
move.
probably not gonna like it, but I'm gonna climb down the cliff.
Okay, are you gonna use an aid or are you just gonna try?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a pitten and rope.
Okay, yep. Just tie it around a tree or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
Cool. So everyone else can clearly see and hear Lucas starting to gather his rope, tie it around a tree, prepare to descend this cliff. Okay.
That's a climb roll.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good. You're almost competent at it.
That's very confident.
That's a pretty damn roll right there.
Yes. 29 is almost competent. Absolutely.
No, that's what I would say as you're climbing down.
Cool.
Yeah. That's Keldor
and anybody,
saying
and as in character, anybody that wants to follow me can use the same.
Okay. So there's 3 of you at the moment, plus.
Is there any movement down there at all?
Do I roll? I'll roll perception for that, right?
There's movement from whatever woodland creatures there are at this stage. There is a bit of a breeze that's moving the trees and the grass and stuff like that.
Okay, I relay that.
But there are woodland creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there's
I'm gonna as we're doing this, I want to ask a question as Lucas is descending and getting to the ground. Is anyone else
Mhm.
following him at this stage?
Var will go down with him. Well, shortly after him. He's not going to get below him on the rope. He's already had something 10 times his size fall on him. He doesn't need something twice his size to fall on him again.
Right. Cool. So I'm gonna change our map, but for no particular reason.
Yeah, no particular reason whatsoever other than we've entered the what? What's the name of this place?
The valley.
And just a reminder, guys, that all of these mapped encounters here are not generated by the game, and I had to do these, so they're not perfect.
All good, Matt.
I think they look wonderful.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put on my climbing kit, and then I'm gonna climb down.
Okay.
I need to make my climb check, actually.
It's 20 feet. You don't just jump.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not
you,
gonna
you have
just.
the. Well,
I mean,
don't you have claws?
not that's going to help me for what you're talking
Okay.
about for that.
Ah.
I could, if I wanted to, attempt to jump off and tumble at the bottom of it to try to reduce fall, but
Yeah.
it's not worth it if I don't have to in a combat situation. If I have to in a combat situation, I'll make that attempt. Otherwise, no, I'm just going to use your rope. It's safe.
I knew it.
Okay, so
I
the, the,
knew
the,
it.
the perspective of this map is kind of reversed because the waterfall's
Yeah,
over
it's
here
fine.
rather than the other way, but you know, it's what it is. Okay.
All good.
Yep.
So, Lucas, you are all the way
Yeah.
down, and this here represents the 20-foot cliff. Okay,
Yeah.
so goes all the way along.
Is the thing covered up by the trees? Like I can't see it from this far away, or no?
Give me a moment and let me see the distance so that
Yeah.
we can see. At the
It's like 120
moment,
feet.
Well, I'll go last so I can provide like a belaying line for Thackard and Lindsay to get down. That way, in case they
Sure.
fall, they won't fall and take damage.
yeah, no, that's fine. These guys will make their way down.
Then I'll climb down last.
Yeah. So, guys, given that you've got a rope and what's not, it's pretty easy. But I will quickly grab an athletics check from you to do that. Yeah, 10's fine. And athletics 4. Lindsay's athletics is wonderful, but she rolled really well. Ooh, yeah, everyone's fine as they descend the ropes and land on the surface. So, being down here, the smell is definitely more. So the withered fruits, you can definitely smell them. The plants that are dead or dying, you can definitely smell that sort of acrid, scent on the air as you get closer and closer to the ground. And
What the hell happened here?
you can.
I rolled a nature check.
And I rolled an herbalism check to assist.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
So the smell is being borne on the wind. So you are downwind from the smell. Okay.
Yeah.
The smell is coming from this area and is being borne downwind towards you. This way.
God damn.
And with those extremely good nature and herbalism checks, guys, what we have
is a failure to communicate.
This is not Cool Hand Luke.
No.
Such a good movie, though.
Uh-huh. Paul Newman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of his best.
Oh yeah.
You think with these checks that something is clearly wrong. You're going to you understand, those of you that have made these checks, that it's going to take a lot more time than just a casual like, oh, I wonder what this is. So it's more like a proper 10-minute like exploration research activity to determine exactly what's going on here. But you can definitely tell it's not right. You can definitely tell that things have been rotting for some time, decaying, that smell's being borne on the wind. It's not nice, and the closer you get to it, the harder it's going to be. You think probably if you do approach, in order to establish this, probably you could potentially get sick. So, like, I'm assuming
Well, if you
putting
guys-
putting stuff over your noses and things like that is going to help you. You understand that that's how this is going to work, but it's not going to be pleasant approaching.
So let's take a little bit of time, give Thackert a chance to maybe concoct something or help us resist this horrible odor. In the meantime, I will lay hands on Vrar once again and then rest for those 10 or refocus for those 10 minutes.
Okay, and
I
it looks
turned on.
like many of you are still low on health, so you might want to just.
Yeah, I was going to ask how many times I could attempt to heal during the travel we did.
So we did take 20 minutes in that section before, and we're taking 10 minutes now. So you could have treated wounds 3 times in total.
Vrar, that's your healing.
Thank you.
24.
Whose is the 38?
Amazing 38.
First one, it was myself. Second one was Farrar.
So the investigate exploration activity, is that just a perception roll, or is that?
Well, you'll need to get close to it. So,
Okay.
like you can see where most of it is. So you can consider anything past, say, this line between these trees here is where you can start to do that. You think up till then you're not going to be close enough to learn anything better.
Okay.
And if you try to walk away from the party right now,
I'm not going to. I am not
Var's
going
going
to
to reach out and grab a hold of you and go, "We'll go
I
look
was
in a minute." That looks bad.
for 3 seconds I was considering like moving my token, but then I was like, no. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and these depictions here are more like folds in the land rather than actual like obstacles. Okay, so this one obviously behind you is the 20-foot cliff. This is just folds in the land. You can just walk all over them. They're not difficult terrain or anything. Okay.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, okay. So once I will immediately between what Thackard and Keldor were able to do for healing, I'm just like, oh, I feel
Yeah.
way better.
No,
I
I'm the
still
one
want
that hurt.
to. I still want to sleep for 20 hours or more, but stay in the back. Stay in the back.
Yeah.
You be fine. Unless it comes
Yeah.
from the back, then you be fucked.
Yeah.
We were
I mean, I'm
we
still
ready?
like coughing a bit and like holding my pardon me, my ribs. But I'll deal. I'm good.
All right.
So
I
at
do
this
want
point,
to.
Vrar is going to begin sneaking forward. And I'm going to
Yeah.
go, wait. Let me
I'm
go.
waiting. Go.
And I'm going to go sneak up this way. Let me know when and where you want me to make a check for stealth.
Make the check now because you are doing it. So
Okay. Come on, proficiency.
So, Fecker, do you have anything that can help with the smell? Nausea?
I'm just going to use some like beer or alcohol on a rag and
Trying to
put it over
look.
my face so I can smell something I enjoy.
Sorry, it's been
a day.
a rough week.
There we go.
Well,
So on
last
Tuesday,
week
buddy.
I dealt with all the water breaks and stuff,
Mhm.
and then my daughter had her birthday party this past weekend and stuff, and just
Happy birthday to her.
I don't have my head on straight anymore. Sorry, I am trying. It's just it's been a while.
How old is she?
I'm going to stop as soon as I can get to actually one of the dead plants, Matt, or you need to tell me to otherwise, because otherwise I'm going to keep right on going.
yeah,
right
so
up
you
the water
can
line.
you can stop there for me.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so as you make your way there, you've turned to your party and you've said just wait while you scout. Is that what's happened?
That's what I said. Yeah, I just said I'm going to go look.
And Lucas, you've moved a bit. So what's your what are you? Have you ignored him or are you just doing your own thing? What's going on?
I just didn't want to lose. I didn't want to lose sight of him.
Okay, have you also been stealthing or?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
Distraction. Great.
Yep.
All right. Are the others happy where you are? You can obviously move yourselves a little bit, but given
Well, I was going to wait for our scout and see if Thackard had
Where's
any potential.
Yeah, I don't see anything that'll work for that. I'm going to be behind this tree, like the actual tree,
Yeah.
sitting on the crouched behind it.
yeah, and Lindsay.
Yeah, I'll stay behind. I'll stay out behind cover behind this tree as well. Behind this tree.
And I'll
Yeah.
invite Lindsay to join me hiding behind a tree there.
Oh sure. Okay.
So we're all behind a tree.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I'll just do the same thing Var did. Then I'll take some cloth and just some wine or beer or something and put it on there and wrap it around my face.
I can treat it. I don't have something that will
Prevent it.
ahead of
So in order to take in all of the senses that I need, I'm going to go at it without protection.
Okay.
Because I get the feeling that smell is going to be a big help.
Okay.
Nah.
So I'm going to do a thing here because there isn't that. So I'm going to quickly do a quick Google here. See if I can get. Yeah, cool. So let us print that screen and make a paint. Boop. Let's go like this. Okay, so if I go over here and I add a source, should be a window capture, and I put this, and then I go over here, then you guys on the stream will be able to see what
you motherfucker.
what you see coming and starting to writhe and move as
That is not a Hydra.
no, it's not a Hydra.
Fucker.
And so it's gonna now be visible. Yeah, so that's what you see.
Glad I bought that ion stone.
Okay.
Because that thing looks like it's gonna do some grabbing.
Yeah, I say that out loud. You motherfucker.
We are going to add
Yeah,
an
Plant Creatures suck,
encounter,
huh?
and we are going to roll initiative.
God, fucking damn it.
Am I still successfully hidden from this thing so I can use stealth?
So what you do not know is that the creature has tremor sense and can detect your movement even while you are stealthing.
You can still
So
use
that
stealth as your initiative roll if you're.
Yes, you can
attempting
still
to
use your
stealth.
stealth as an initiative roll, yes.
It's just
They're
not going to
both-
matter.
they're both the exact same, so it's not a difference in change. So,
Oh boy.
oh, terrible.
Okay, so Varara's going to get swallowed.
Yeah.
We love this for him.
God.
Now, why did that? Did I press the wrong button? Yes, I did.
Trying to close
Initiative
myself.
button, not perception button.
Mother-
How does I wonder? Tremor sense in this works on
Look
things
at
that are
you,
touching the
Theckard.
ground.
Look at you, Theckard.
No, I
Look at
rolled the
you
wrong
rolling
one.
your.
Wonder how that works with something swimming through the water.
I think. No, I did or didn't.
You rolled perception, but I mean, your initiative was perception too, right?
Yeah,
Tremor
but I
sense
didn't
is
roll.
through the ground. It wouldn't affect water.
I accidentally clipped the perception one, not the actual
Yeah, it happens.
initiative one.
But
So
if
if I'm
it's shallow there at the end, there at the end of that little pond, shallow enough, your tremor sense would go right under the water, on the ground. Depends on how far his tremor sense reaches.
all I'm
Right,
saying
that's
is if the
about
water is deep enough, which it does not look to be
No,
deep
it's
enough,
not deep enough. No.
to
But yes,
swim in any way, it would prevent the tremor sense from functioning if I wasn't touching the ground at that point, mechanically.
yeah.
correct?
So let me address that.
Or if you're a certain type of dancer.
So, tremor sense allows a creature to feel vibrations through a surface caused by movement. It is usually an imprecise sense with a limited range. Tremor sense functions only if the detecting creature is on the same surface as the subject, and only if the subject is moving along or burrowing through the surface.
So if it's in the water, that could count as the surface that is connecting the two of us.
Correct, yes.
Okay, so tremor sense works through water.
Yes.
It's still just the limited range that it's going to be. I mean, I haven't seen very many things with tremor sense more than about 30 feet.
No, and this
Few with 60.
Yeah, this has 60. Yeah, you didn't know that it was there. You didn't know any of its abilities. So,
At least it wasn't me that caused it.
Lucas,
I didn't know it.
you see this thing
Yeah.
starting to writhe, and you notice that what is writhing, as well as added to the picture, you can also see that many of the disease, the dying, dead or dying plants that you saw
Yeah.
are actually part of its body.
Okay. There's oh fuck. All right.
In addition to that terrifying visage that we saw here.
Well, fuck all.
Yeah.
I need an extra large can
so-
of Roundup.
So, is there a So I'm just gonna say corruption, but it's not corruption. Like, is it infecting the soil? Like, if I move around, like, and I reach past a certain point, am I gonna walk onto like infested soil or something, or rotten
You
soil?
can make a check for that, but at the moment, you don't.
Well, right
have
now
that
I'm gonna shoot. I'm
information.
gonna shoot it.
Well, I mean,
Hang on. I'm
this
going
thing is kind of
to-
Hydra-like looking, but it
Yeah,
is most
kind of.
definitely not a Hydra.
You're
I'm
not.
wondering if this is the creature that they want us to kill, or if this is just bonus kill.
It's a good question. Let's see what I can do with.
It's in the area of the hunt, so it's a creature in the area.
How big is it?
Still valid then.
So it says huge. That is 3 by 3 squares. Let's have a look.
I can
So,
imagine.
a huge creature has a space of 15 feet, a reach typically of 15 feet if they're tall, and 10 feet if they're long. And typically, yeah, you're looking at upwards. So if it's short, it might be 10 to 15 feet tall. If it's tall, you're looking at maybe 20, 25 feet tall, and then 15 feet wide.
Would this thing be considered long?
Let me quickly check. You think that it probably, seeing its tendrils, probably has a decent reach, yes.
So I'm going to give the stratagem to Brar. Or the shared stratagem.
Okay.
Since you're going to be able to hit it next.
Hopefully,
so
if I'm not inside of it.
1, 2. Okay, so that is a hit. I'm going to swing again. Screw it. That is not going to do it.
No, not.
Now I'm going to swap weapons.
Okay. Cool. That is your turn.
That's it.
And
Yep.
Kaldor, you also see this thing coming out. What would you like to do?
I'm going to delay until after it acts.
All right.
An excellent choice.
Boop. Then I will go here. All right. It is going to act.
I'm not a fly. See? No wings. If I had
Relative
wings,
sizes, you're the right size.
sheesh. Not a fly. I have no wings.
Oh shit! It moves. Okay. I did not know it moved. I thought it was just growing. Nice. Oh. And I said that out loud. Oh fuck! Because I see it move, and I'm like, well, shit. Hey, but you got it. You've got advantage, Raw.
Uh-huh.
All right. So it is going to smash a giant leaf down on Varah, or attempt to at least. So here's the attack. Boom. Of course.
Oh my
Crit.
god!
I don't think I've been hit by anything but a crit.
God damn, that's a heavy
40
leaf.
points of damage there.
That's a good thing you got healed.
And we have improved grab. So, guess what? It gets to roll an athletics check for free, and if it succeeds, it gets to grab you as part of the attack. Not as an additional thing, as part of the attack.
Apparently, I'm an attractive waitress at a Shriners convention at the moment.
And it grabs you.
Everybody's grabbing me.
So there you are,
Wow.
grabbed by it.
Wow.
Actually,
Fuck you, giant flytrap.
it doesn't even need to make a check. So it says here, the monster's last action was a successful strike that lists improved grab in its damage entry. It attempts a grapple, that's fine, as a free action. And grabs. Yep. So I was right. Cool. Good. That is its turn.
Yeah, it's more than enough to grab me, I am sure. Unless I've got to roll on a. I don't have to roll a.
No.
resistant check on that unless
It's
I'm trying
against
to
your.
escape.
Yeah, it's a flat. Yeah.
Yes,
So
it gets to be safe.
Keldor, it has moved. It
Sure.
has acted. You get to do the thing.
And I'm doing sudden charge.
Okay. Oh.
Missed. I will
By one.
strike it again.
Oh.
Nope, I missed.
Yes. Yes, you did.
All right. I'm done.
What I'm going to do in this moment is I'm going to have you make... Actually, I'm going to give you a choice. All right? Being that this is a critical miss, I could just impose this on you if I was a dick, but I don't want to. So I'm going to give you a choice. Keldor sees that there's a leaf, another leaf, standing there ready to try and hit him. So he could make a fortitude save to avoid it doing that, or avoid effectively what the trigger would be. So it has a reaction, right? That's called that. Its trigger is a creature hits or touches the fly trap. Now you haven't hit or touched it. However, you've rolled a critical failure. So I could just say, "Hey, you hit or touched it as part of this critical failure." But I can allow you to roll a fortitude save to avoid the effect, or he can just say, "You know what? I'm gonna get got by this." So if you would like to try to avoid it, you may make a fortitude save.
Yeah, sure.
Because technically, you missed. Cool. So it will do the thing.
Apparently, you have Thecker's rolls tonight.
Yes.
And we are going to...
Alright, I
so
still
on a
have them
quick
too.
capture, the fly trap makes a leaf strike against the triggering creature. So it will do that. Foundry, stop it. Honestly, I am... honestly, Foundry, stop. 48 points. And then you are grabbed by it.
Well, I have to make an attempt, right?
An attempt.
I mean, it has to make the check. It doesn't just grab
For the
without-
quick capture. So this reaction, right? It reads, the fly trap makes a leaf strike against the triggering creature. If it hits, the creature is grabbed. So it's part of the reaction effect here.
No, okay.
Yeah.
It's
So-
a special OP move that
Special OP move that is written in
Again.
its entry.
Yeah, which completely bypasses your rune for that, for being grabbed, doesn't it?
Yep.
Fun and entertaining. Lindsay. All right.
Is it fun and entertaining?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Sure.
5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, go on. Inspire courage, please, madam.
Freedom of movement, please, madam.
Thank you.
I don't even know if that spell exists in this game, but
I mean,
Some
bigger
version of it
Something
does.
like
or
it,
if there's
but-
like some
summon bigger fish. Not while it's got a
That's-
hold of me.
like maybe some kind of screech that she can do, like play on her lute to like make it like hurt it.
I'll go
And-
here, and we will inspire courage. So feel free
Make her
to
light it on fire. It's a plant.
feel free to grab that and put it over yourself. Third. You see both your
Oh.
companions, Fra and Keldor, caught in its leafy grasp.
plants are TPK.
Huge plants are TPK.
No, Agent Orange this motherfucker.
I don't know why Kingmaker loves things that can swallow things whole, but here is another thing that can swallow things whole.
It doesn't have a digestive system.
Oh.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. It's a carnivorous plant.
It
It's
has
a fly trap.
leaves.
It's a fly
Yeah, but
trap.
they dissolve you with acid.
that
Okay.
doesn't
It
stop
swallows
it.
the slurry.
Okay.
That's how Venus flytraps work in real life.
Well, I know that. Yes.
Just expand it to ambulatory and huge. Hey, I have a friend of mine who's worked at a chemical fertilizer plant for years. And
Mhm.
in a campaign years ago, I looked at him and says, as you smell, as the anhydrous elemental begins to come up the stairwell, he just looked at me and said, "What did you say?" And I repeated it, and he says, "My character turns, runs out of the stairwell and off the top of the building."
I'm gonna hear about that.
Three-story-
We need
three-story
this to go
building.
through.
Oh, for
Are
fuck's
you
sake.
kidding me?
That's unfair. Oh my god, that's terrible.
I don't know what to say.
Can I just ignite myself
what the
and
fuck,
die?
man?
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, can somebody please give him a hero point?
Oh, wow. Foundry.
I can't. I can't
Just
give him a
kill
hero
my
point.
character and call it a night, because apparently that's what Foundry wants.
I already gave Thicker 1 hero point, like
Yeah.
earlier.
Hmm.
Did you add that one earlier?
No, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Use that
So
one then.
you use that one.
Well, that's
Hey!
a 10.
Only a 10.
It's just
because
just
I
a
can't
miss.
roll above a 10.
You rolled a 19
10?
earlier.
10, 2, 1, 10.
You rolled a 19 earlier on your perception.
So Tello
Oh
doesn't
my
have.
God.
Tello does have splash.
Yeah,
Oh god.
splash of 2.
Okay. So and you threw 2 of them or 3 of them?
Yeah.
3 of them.
2. Target over there.
No. He takes 4 damage. Cool. I'm sorry that it's doing that, and I'm sorry that I'm rolling like I am, because I don't. Yeah.
Well, that's the frustrating thing, is it's making it where that side always crits. Like, even when we were playing Eolus, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, the enemies always seem to crit. Our characters were lucky to do bearable.
It's like a built-in penalty or a built-in handicap or something like that.
Yeah. All right. So, Ra, you are grabbed. What would you like to do?
So, question. If I'm grabbed by this leaf, I can still fight while grabbed, correct?
You may, yes.
However, I am
You
not
can move up.
physically close enough to the monster to
Well,
actually
it
strike
is wrapping you in its thing. You can attack its thing.
That's what I wanted
the
to
thing
make
off.
sure.
Did it take the splash damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that persistent?
No.
No.
So I am going to go ahead and target it
And then they
then.
get persistent when you actually hit.
Okay.
Which I can't do.
Seems weird.
It's all of his bombs do
Okay,
different things. So
this was already done earlier for the drawing of the weapon. I said that before I came here. I just hadn't actually done it.
sure.
Thank you.
Ooh. Well, there's a good roll.
Nice.
It's about time we had one of those.
Oh boy, that is very nice.
All right. So boom.
Oh, I missed with the second.
Almost. You almost hit it though.
I'm done. Pick,
Well
pick,
done.
pick.
I mean, hell, dude, you did 50 fucking damage. You did good. So
Lucas.
let's see. Well, look, not that. 1, 2. Shit, I gotta move twice to get up there to hit him. I did not plan very well.
You have a longbow.
Oh,
He
I know,
swaps
but
at the end of his
I
last turn.
swap
Why?
with the plan to move up because I only have 7 arrows left.
so move up after 7 arrows. Swap back, stratagem, shoot twice. Because you're probably not going to hit it with a third strike, regardless of what's
That's
going
fair.
on at
fair.
this. I mean,
I mean,
you
you
have
could
to
be
get
like
lucky.
me and not be able to hit at all. Period.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
That
good.
might get that might crit. Let's see. It did not, but that's still good. I'm
good.
gonna do it to that's for Kaldor, the stratagem.
Okay.
And let's map. Oh, you bastard. Fine. I'm done.
Oops, didn't mean to click that. Sorry.
You're okay.
Either way, I'm done.
So it's its turn. All right. So it has 2 things grabbed. So we have a swallow whole thing. It says the monster attempts to swallow a creature of the listed size or smaller that it has grabbed or restrained in its jaws or mouth. Okay, so hang on.
jaws or mouth were grabbed by a leaf, unless that is its jaws or mouth. Based on the way it
That's what I
looked, kind of
yeah.
looked that way.
Yeah,
pretty sure
yeah.
that's
So
what-
they
that's what
are.
that
They are. There's mouths on the tendrils. Yes. Okay.
How they're grabbing, really.
If a swallowed creature is of a maximum size, it can't use swallow again. If the creature is smaller than the maximum, it can usually swallow more creatures. So the listed side is large, so it can swallow multiple of you. The monster attempts an athletics check opposed by the grabbed creature's reflex DC. And if it succeeds, it swallows. So, firstly, against Kaldor, then, it is going to attempt to do that. So here is the athletics check against Kaldor's reflex DC, which is your bonus to reflex plus 10.
So 21 plus the Aeon Stone for 22.
Sure.
Wow.
Of course it did.
That is obscene.
What is going on? All right, so you're grabbed and
Wait a minute.
slowed.
Wait, what? Did he roll? Did it roll a 21? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
it says
Based on that little text box, it did.
And all the things. So, swallowed creature is grabbed and slowed, has to hold its breath or start suffocating, takes the listed amount of damage when first swallowed, which is now.
TPK. TPK.
wow. What did the green mean, or what did the green die mean? Was that like?
So
Acid
this is
Oh, okay,
acid.
acid.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the little text box right there.
Yeah, I see it. Thanks.
Okay, and then it's going to do another swallow whole attempt against Fra.
Jesus Christ.
And so
Who here would rather fight? Whoever would rather fight a wyvern right now?
Yeah, anything that doesn't swallow.
Yep, so cool. And then he takes the listed damage.
That's just ridiculous. Wow.
And then he is also slowed 1.
Hold that breath, sir.
So,
Wow.
yeah, this is.
But this proves part of why I went with Pathfinder instead of 5e for my home game, because it was supposed to be you're not a hero. Raise your hand if you feel like you're a hero and like
Right now.
you were
I feel like a snack. I am a plant snack at the moment. I am fertilizer.
It
You
has
obviously feel like you're just a pleb in this. You're just a basic normal human. There's nothing special
Uh-huh.
about you.
Yeah.
it has one more action. So it is going to
At level
close some
5 in
distance.
5e, you feel like a hero.
It's going to close some distance and be here.
God damn.
All right, so okay. And yeah. Fun. Fun, right?
How many? Sorry, question. How many tendrils does it have?
Well, like
Lots.
let's do this to answer that.
It's like 4
One,
big
two,
ones.
okay, so it looks like 4.
At least 6.
That's its turn, and Kaldor, you start your turn inside of it. So what the listed thing says. Let's look at this again.
You're breaking up really bad.
Sorry. Let's start the music. When first swallowed and at the end of each of its turns while swallowed. So if you are still being inside of it at the end of your turn, then you take the listed damage then. You may act. You have 2 actions instead of 3.
What can I do with them?
So there is a thing called rupture, which is getting out of it, basically making a hole in it. Now, let me have a look at that. Let me bring that up. EF2 rupture. Why? Give me a second, please. So you can escape, and if you do, you can exit through the creature's mouth. This frees any other creature captured in the monster's mouth or jaws. It's a different mouth in this case. You can attack the monster that has swallowed it, but only with unarmed attacks or with weapons of light bulk or less. And if you attack it, including with fists, it is off guard against you against your attacks because you're attacking it from within. And if it takes piercing or slashing damage equaling or exceeding the listed rupture value, your characters won't know this, but I'm going to give it to you to be above board. So at the moment, that's 17. 17. If it takes 17 or more damage from a single attack or spell, you cut yourself free from piercing or slashing damage. Okay? So that is how that works. You can attack it with a light weapon or less, or with your fists. You can escape using your athletics or acrobatics as per normal. Yeah.
Can I dump an alchemist fire in there?
That would be considered an attack, but yes. Yes, that's light. Absolutely, you could. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna try that.
Cool.
Yeah, you and me were thinking exactly the same thing. I got one of them left. I don't have a light or a piercing or slashing weapon to use.
I mean, it's still gonna do splash in there, and what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna
I
do.
mean, is it possible to miss?
From inside with an alchemist
Technically,
fire?
yes.
You threw it out the mouth.
No, you still get splash. So, is this a lesser? So that's 2, right? So it'll take some fire damage. It's not much, but it's something. It was off guard. Yeah, so you critically missed. But yeah, it'll still take splash damage. And technically, I should probably do damage to you too, because I don't really care. You're already in a bad enough position, so I'm fine with it. Damn. So that's what happened when you did that. Technically, also, I should have made you roll a flat check to interact.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I get that I was swallowed whole, and that does the whole immobilized and everything that goes along with that, or grabbed. But that thing moved through an area that would have been triggered for a reactive strike. Would we have gotten attacks for that?
No.
Because at the very least, if so, I would have punched from inside of it for moving around.
Add some more damage. 4 crits on us already is not enough suffering. I mean, if you like. I don't think, because it's moving along with you.
Yeah, no, I was just asking.
Yeah.
If it hadn't swallowed me whole yet and moved like that, I would have said
absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
But that was the whole reason why I was like, I'm gonna ask otherwise.
Yeah, no, it's a worthwhile question. Anything else that you would like to try, Keldor? You would. Oh, so you interacted and you attacked, right? So that's 2.
Yeah, I'm out of actions.
Lindsay.
Only got 2.
Yeah, it's rough being like that. She could. She's going to attempt to paralyze this creature, I think. Or she could haste Lucas. What do we think is more important? Lucas
Well,
can
save or suck spells against this are not going to work.
Okay. So let's do a haste on Lucas.
It's crit on every single roll it's made.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I understand.
There's just no reasonable expectation that it would even not critically succeed on the save.
And let's make sure that you're in range. You're not, so she will move. It doesn't have a reactive strike or anything.
I feel like we've wandered into the wrong part of the game, though.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, this area is pretty rough, I will tell you that.
Yeah, I don't think we're of level to fight this, but...
Deckard?
We will see.
I mean, you've got it under half.
Most of that with a single crit.
Yeah.
Meaning if me and you had gotten a chance to be able to give a full round of attacks on this thing,
Yep.
we probably would have been okay.
So, and if
grabbed and swallowed, man.
Dice weren't doing what they're doing.
Yeah, if the dice weren't being utter D-bags, we'd be great.
Like, seriously.
I think I need a redeem on the channel, like, or a channel point thing that just says "Please Foundry," right?
See, look,
like this. Please,
that's
Foundry.
just wrong. That's just so wrong.
And 7,
just for the fun of it. 3, 7,
13.
Whoa! I got a whole 13 on the final one, which with the map,
that's
still
minus 11.
We've got
what's the point?
3 lots
when I
of splash.
literally cannot roll anything even halfway decent.
Yeah, -6. I mean, it's damage, and I agree with you that the dice rolls are being absolutely
Shit.
shit. Ron, you're inside the creature.
Is it on fire? Did you get to light it on fire?
No,
with
he
the,
hasn't.
No, because I didn't hit.
Yeah, he crit missed.
I literally cannot hit.
Well, Brar, I'm gonna make my interact check, which is, you said it's just a flat check, right? I'm gonna alchemist fire the same way that.
Okay. And did I?
I would have more luck just drinking the tallow bomb myself and killing myself than I would killing or doing any damage to a monster.
Come on.
Hug it first, please. If you're gonna do that, you got to give it a hug. It's like, how? I can't grab it.
Wow.
I can't even get a successful interact check in order to be able to
No,
get the alchemist fire
you
out.
No, you can't get your alchemist fire out.
Oh, I forgot to make
Like-
that.
This.
It's all right. Like we've got a lot to track. Thank you for remembering that. Appreciate it.
Let's try that again
Cool.
to get my alchemist's fire.
Yeah, it's out. Good job.
Now you're out of action.
No,
Yes,
I
you're
spent
out
a
of
hero point
actions.
for that. I just spent a hero point for
Oh,
that.
you've spent a hero point. Cool. Let's go.
I'm done. This thing needs to die. It needs to be on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
don't
alchemist
crit
bombs
miss.
don't light them on fire. Only the tallow bombs do.
I know.
He
But
cr-
Brar's not smart.
Fire's fire right now. Just
Yeah.
change his damage.
As far as he's concerned.
So
Here, hold on, let me go back
you
to
can
that.
make an attack
Draw
with it
the-
now,
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna strike.
and it is
Oh my god.
a one.
Jesus fuck. Holy shit.
Somebody want to give me another hero point?
I wish I could.
Fuck.
That's awful.
Please, Foundry, like, for the love of God, for the love of my players and characters here.
I mean,
Oh.
even DM even rolls shit on Foundry when he's the GM.
Yeah, because the alchemist firebomb that I've got right there shows 2d8 plus 2 persistent fire. That's the one that I've got. I have a
Okay.
moderate alchemist fire
Yeah,
right now.
Maybe the alchemist, maybe the.
Well,
moderate
it'll
one
do
allows
splash.
that.
What's the splash on it, please?
2 persistent.
2 persistent.
Yes.
Oh shit! Then
Okay, then I
is
will
that what,
add that in.
there you
Oh,
go.
mine are lesser.
Okay, all right. I went back and looked. But,
Two-
yeah,
And I
that's
had
awesome.
I had one moderate.
That's
I
good.
bought a moderate when I
Fire.
got that.
Well,
I took that one for
Holy-
the troll. I wanted to try to have to shove it down Haguka's throat if I thought was what was necessary.
And
I
then
mean,
we've
you
got
might
Lucas,
end up.
please.
I mean, yeah. Okay. So I'm quickened. What does quicken give me? An extra action?
Yes, it gives. Well,
You
you
can
can either
strike or
strike
stride.
or stride. Yeah, with it, you can't do anything else.
So we forgot to
Um,
roll damage on me and Varar for the end of our turn.
I
Okay,
am
I'll
going
do that.
to go.
Thank you.
I'm going to run straight up to it.
I'm just gonna
and
do
hit it.
one lot, and you both can take the one lot. Okay.
You're gonna get swallowed. You're going to get swallowed. It reacts to being hit in melee. You just saw me get swallowed by hitting it in melee.
This is why we keep saying shoot with the bow, shoot with the bow, shoot with the bow. It's what you're good at.
You are not built for
And-
melee.
And all you're gonna do in that is join us inside of it.
All right.
Yep. So
You have the opportunity to kill it from out there with your
Yeah,
bow.
I don't think I do, but okay.
both Varar and Kaldor, there is a 17 damage there waiting for
Because I just
you.
missed.
You did. That's a little better, but
I missed again, and
because of the
wait a minute.
your
So-
volleying.
Wait a minute. So yeah, so I did the the strike, but then the next click was the +11 map, not the +6 map. Did I do that wrong?
What?
Does the strike from the
Oh, I never mind. I see it. I did it right. Okay. So there's no freaking point in even bother, like, so if I
No.
crit on the next one, it's not even gonna do anything.
Yeah, but
I
you
am
should have
going
moved further
to
away.
I am going to move further away. I'm actually going to move further away. Back here to, or well, back.
Go to
Let's see.
15 foot behind Lindsay.
Okay.
Alright. Okay. Well.
This is a joke.
I'm.
I've got 3 arrows left.
Yep.
Oh.
And all it takes right now, because I've seen you crit with one of those arrows.
I have. Absolutely.
And you can pull the same 40 or 50 damage that I do with the crit with one of those arrows if
Yeah.
it's your stratagem with your sudden strike that goes along
Oh, it's
with
badly
that.
injured. Okay, I see it now.
Oh, it
Yeah.
missed you, Thekard. It actually missed you.
Oh, roll the 1.
It rolled a 2.
And it missed by 2.
And
So
it's
it can make
going
it basically.
to.
So basically, a 4 is like the bottom.
Yeah.
Well, that's on Thekard with an AC of 25. I don't have an AC of 25.
Okay, so it is going to spend the next 2 actions to do a focused assault. Yes, it has more stuff.
Ooh. Goddamn.
So what this
Sorry,
does
Thekard.
is it attacks a single target with all 4 of its leaves here. Okay? It makes 1 leaf strike, and on a success, it deals the damage from 1 leaf strike plus an additional 1d8 for every leaf beyond the first. So, here's the attack. It rolled a 1. It rolled
my
a
God.
natural 1, and it fails,
Wow.
which means deals damage from 1 leaf strike, but can't use. So it's no damage on a critical failure. Yeah, it just goes, and Thekard, you just stand there. And you're like, oh yeah, you can't.
You missed.
I know how that feels. Feels good, doesn't it?
Keldor.
We should just quit and just go have a drink by the lake and quit. Thekard actually says that to the plant.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to make my flat check to try and get out my other alchemist fire.
Yeah. Man. Swallowing whole is real in this game. Yeah, you absolutely can get it
Oh,
out.
wow.
And, yep. There's the
Oh,
dice.
my fucking God. That's awful. That's absolutely putrid.
Okay, I'm done.
Well, it'll take splash damage. Okay.
We need to, like, open up a bug with Foundry. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
And send, like, a tracking of all the rolls that we've made.
And it's not even like my instance of it running on Fortress, because it's here too. It's completely different server, completely different hosting.
Yeah. It's like their dice roll table is off.
Maybe.
Puts itself out from the persistent.
It sure does.
Shock. I am stunned.
Lindsay doesn't really have any spells left, so she can just inspire courage, and she will try to.
She can soothe me.
No, she can't. She hasn't got the spell slots. We haven't rested.
Any spell slots left?
Yeah, that's true. We haven't. My bad.
She used them all to like heal you from the Wyvern fight.
No,
She's not a warlock or in 5e. She can't just refresh her spells.
Poof.
She has restoration, but that just
fine. I forgot
reduces
about
conditions.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so
we need to actually rest for her to get spells back, and that's why we want to get if we can get 2 of these fucking creatures done, and I think this is the Hydra they were talking about, the many-headed thing. But
If that's the case, we're not cutting any of the heads off. Which is fine. Like if we just keep hitting it.
Thickard, your turn.
I mean, it's badly wounded or badly injured.
If this is how the campaign ends, none of us are going to be particularly happy.
I agree.
It's just been
Seriously,
like plants and
Swallow hole is
like one
broken.
or two
Just
more
broken.
hits is gonna do it.
There's no reasonable way to deal with it. So.
It was very close to being a 20 there, and then it turned into a 2, and then a 3.
Oh my God.
You know, at some point, I mean, there's a hit.
Wow! Finally,
And
You hit it. Hey.
minimum damage.
Jesus fuck.
I mean, that did a lot, though. Even with the minimum damage.
It's near death.
Wait, why
It's
did
near
it
death.
take extra damage?
So...
It's a plant and it does not like fire.
Yeah.
It's been
Why
taking
did it
extra
take
damage.
extra damage from the splash that we did then?
I thought it did.
No, it only took 2 damage from the alchemist fires that we dropped. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Yep.
I mean, that could have been me. How many would we have done? So we did 3 alchemist fires, right?
Yeah, Caldor did 2 lessers and
2 lessers and a moderate.
Okay.
Yeah,
so this is what would happen then. Ready?
Yeah, it's basically dead. Yeah, it's done.
But it did require this last one to kill it. So it was on this hit anyway.
Yeah.
I'm gonna claw my way out of the inside of the burning, stinking plant corpse. Look over to see Keldor doing the exact same thing and say,
I'm then going to begin pulverizing the plant with my maul.
we need something to take back down.
And consider jumping out of it.
I'm gonna cut
all you hear is heavy breathing and thud.
I'm gonna grab and I'm gonna cut one of the head like tendril things off before he gets to it.
I'm not splattering the tendrils. I'm splattering the body.
Yeah.
Oh,
just turning it into fucking mulch.
Goo. Plant goo.
While they do that, I'm gonna move over here and see if I can glean anything from. I know that was the reason why, but like, what was it? Like, not the fact that it was coming from the plant, but what the plant was putting off that caused it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
In most parts, I think the dead plants that we thought we saw were mostly parts of it. Probably had a few actual dead plants in and around there, but now that it's not a part of it, I don't think it's going to be quite as bad.
Can I? Do I have a way to? Well, I mean, I don't know if this is even a thing. Like, do I have a way to gather soil from here and like maybe study it later, or is that something that Thickard would probably rather do?
I mean, you can. It'll take time.
No, Thickard's just thinking maybe he should jump out of a tree.
Okay. I'm gonna sit down right here. I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna look at Keldor and go, nope. I think this is the Hydra they were talking about. Lots of head-looking things. If there's an actual Hydra here somewhere, we're in no shape to touch a goddamn thing of it. Let's go back to the lodge.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
I want bed. I want to do nothing for at least 2 days.
Yeah, I'm done.
Drink, food, bed.
My response to you saying that would be thud, splat, thud, splat. Thud.
No. This is after you have completed obliterating.
No, he's just constantly obliterating.
Yeah, once it's completely paced, then I'm gonna lay on hands myself twice and start.
I'm gonna wait for him to be done.
Okay.
Hey, look. I'm a barbarian. I don't honestly think he's raging right now, so to speak. but I'm not gonna interrupt him on the
I'm
off
not gonna make
chance
sure it
I'm
doesn't come
wrong.
back.
All right, I'm gonna check in with you all. How severe in narrative and homebrew terms do we think being swallowed whole is? Do we think that this is a call to save against being weary, or do we think that it's not enough for that? This is a
I mean, we didn't
cooperative.
go unconscious.
No, but all the crit
like,
fails
it died
definitely
before
are.
we went unconscious.
Okay, so
I
so
mean-
if you fall unconscious, then yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Great.
that's fair.
Sounds
If
good.
you fall
We were
unconscious,
still fighting being digested. Like,
I
if you were
mean,
crushing us,
Fi-
No,
yeah,
I get it,
Being-
and I agree. Yep, it's good.
Fighting acid and lighting yourself on fire, not enough. Falling unconscious, sure.
Yeah, cool. Thank
Hey.
you.
No, that's
Still
what the point of
s-
hit points is to represent how much
Yeah.
you can take.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Not necessarily
Still-
how many wounds you have, but
Right.
how much, you know, you can
how much
take.
you can, yeah, just how much you can take. Because yeah,
All right, and we had a 19 check for nature in relation to what's going on in this area.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like I'm sure it failed.
Yeah, it
It's
So,
okay. No
Deckard,
worries.
you got 20 minutes
So,
for healing if you
I'm
20
just-
minutes. Yeah.
I'm
Let's
just
see,
I'm
20
just
minutes.
walking. I walked over to sit by Lindsay and just sit down and not say anything.
10, 20.
Yeah.
I'll add 5 for the travel.
Actually, after I'm done with all that, and after I've taken 20 minutes to refocus, I'm going to light a torch and start burning any of the remains that, you know, might possibly be roots or sprouts or anything that could possibly make it's a plant. I don't want it to survive or, you know,
You don't want
spawn
this
another
bit-
one.
none of this bitch growing back.
Yeah, this thing was fucking horrible. It has to be
Yeah.
obliterated.
Yeah.
So anything that Varar hasn't put in a bag is getting burnt.
And kudos to all of us for killing it.
Fuck that thing. Fuck that thing. Okay.
Okay.
Now I want to replace my Rune of Thunder with a Rune of Defoliation.
Yeah. All right. Let's
I
stop
also need to
the.
get myself a dagger. So actually, I have a clan dagger. I could have used that to cut my way out.
Any other
Rune of-
checks while still in this area, please?
Shit.
Gonna make a hunting check. Do I honestly believe this is something they could have mistaken for a Hydra well enough to try to bring this kill back?
Probably not.
Well, it's a monster regardless. It still counts for the hunt.
Yeah, it still counts for
Yeah.
the hunt. Yeah, but no, you probably think that there's a real Hydra.
So if I wanted to learn more about what we've just fought, like what would I do? Like, is that a search or is that a investigate? Expedition search? Sorry.
Nature.
Yeah, let's do that. Nature's fine.
And then, typical things in the area for the area: arcana, nature, occultism, religion,
Sure.
all of these sorts of things. Just recalling
No
knowledge.
worries. 28.
So,
over here?
what you then know about this? So giant fly traps are mindless plants. They basically just attack and devour. They're hungry. For the future, you know that their lowest save is will. They have a number of assault type moves. They can do that 4 attack thing with 1 attack. They can do a hungry flurry, which is attacks against different things. They can swallow whole, obviously.
Is mindless make them immune to frighten?
Mindless is they're immune to all mental effects.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I need clothing or something that makes me unpalatable tasting to plants.
Yeah.
And I need to figure out how to fly.
Or
So-
Those are the two things.
razor blades
may-
on your armor.
So,
So-
because it doesn't have a mind, I don't think that that's going to matter. I think it was just going to gobble you up anyway.
The other things that you
Armor
find,
made of fire. Nothing likes to swallow fire. Got it.
the other things that you find out with that check is that this plant seems to be completely unlike anything that should be growing in this region, and
Okay.
it's alien, probably magical in nature, likely vegetation that has been influenced by or even potentially transplanted from the first world.
What's the first world? Sorry.
Fey
I
realm,
actually
I
have
think.
that lore.
All right, so
Yeah, I
it's
know
a
nothing
plane.
about Pathfinder.
It's a plane of existence. Let me read it out. Your character doesn't know this word for word, okay? But let me read it out. The first world was a first draft of the universe created by divinities to test their metaphorical materials and palettes of colors before setting it aside to create a second final version of their work. A realm of extremes, bestial, primal, and beautiful, with colors and sensations brighter and more intense than the mundane world created after it. The first world is populated by Fae and the divine entities known as the Eldest. Mirroring mercurial Fae whimsy, the first world's laws of nature constantly and unpredictably change. Distance and time are inconsistent, such that mortal travelers might spend an hour or a day within the first world only to find centuries or only seconds have passed once they return to their own plane. First world stands outside the cycle of souls, something the Fae called the Great Abandonment, save for rare worshippers of the Eldest. The plane's proximity to Creation's Forge provides an environment bursting with all manner of strange life and general absence of true death for its native Fae unless they leave. Natural gates in wild places of the mortal realm connect to the first world, which Fae often use to visit the universe or ensnare mortals for their capricious desires. So you don't know that
Cool.
word for word, but you know it's another
Yeah.
plane. You know that it was before creation truly existed. It was the
Mhm.
draft.
Yep. So I need to go lay down with my son.
Sure.
And it's very possible that I won't be back.
Well, we're
So
only here for another 40 to 50
Yeah.
minutes anyway.
it's possible, but if I don't make it back, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm very thankful. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
Yes.
All right. Again, I will ask any other checks while in the area. Obviously, Lucas has shared this information.
I wanted to check this area up here where it was.
Check it. Yep, sure.
Yeah. Search the area along that shoreline there.
Yep. So perception check.
In and around the water line, that kind of shit, along by the waterfall.
I don't know how bad I rolled now.
You could get the sense that the area around here has been disturbed, but you don't know by whom or what.
There's no other
Disturbed.
remains or anything like that.
What are you talking about? Disturbed. I don't hear an orangutan. What? Oh, sorry.
Vrar. Okay, Vrar. Vrar takes a closer look around and uncovers a swath of ground near the densest patch of the horrid plants. Okay? It appears to you, Vrar, that several humanoids gathered in a circle several weeks ago in this area.
There's footprints there. There's footprints there. There's footprints there. What happens when 4 unknown humans or some one group of humans hold hands in a circle in the swamp and suddenly there's a horrible plant?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great.
So maybe more cultists.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that something bad. Cool. Well, you know that you have 2 points toward the hunt.
I think we should head back, to be honest, guys. I
You know that
as
the
much as I
hunt
would love to have
finishes
We have
at
much
noon
choice.
tomorrow. Noon tomorrow. It is now nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's only been 2 hours and you've already come across all of the stuff that you have.
so
Let's take some time. Let's take some
go
time.
back,
do some healing,
rest,
some
go back
meditating.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, take some time. You're right. Take these back, rest, meditate, go back. Or do we just hold on to these for now?
We hold on to them.
Okay.
So we can just
Fine.
rest here and then move on from here. We can move a little ways away from the water and whatnot.
I think we should
A
go.
lot, but we don't
Go a
need to go all the
decent.
way back.
Okay. Yeah, just away from here.
All right. Well,
Whoever did this or created this might come back to check their handiwork.
yeah. Let's then activate the overlay, and obviously you are now here.
Mm-hmm.
So where would you like to go in order to rest then? Do you want to go back to the boat, or do we
I would
want to
say we
rest
go
someplace?
back over here somewhere where we already cleared when we came down the cliff edge and whatnot.
Yeah, you can set up a camp if you would like.
I know that we need a whole camp, but we just need somewhere where we can, heal up.
Yeah.
He's not trying to get. I don't think he's trying to get rid of the wounded or the
Okay.
other conditions we have yet right now.
No.
Just enough time to spend an hour and a half of focused time to get everybody healed to full.
Yeah.
And talk about what our tactics are now that is, and everybody check their packs. Anybody got any extra arrows that we can give to Lucas?
Yeah, I've got arrows he can have.
Yeah, we have plenty of arrows, I'm sure.
I think I have like 10 or 15 left on me, something like that.
Arrows. There's like 550 arrows in the stash.
Okay.
So
Yeah, so there's tons of arrows. We just need to make sure he's recouped on those.
Yep.
And then we take the time to heal up to full
yeah.
via.
So
We're hanging up that long. I can do that a few
yeah.
times.
Let's
Yeah.
just do say 2 hours. Set yourselves to full health.
Okay.
Think that's
Focus.
reasonable. Actually, I'll do an hour and 20 minutes. We'll be kind. Which makes it about 3 o'clock.
I would say we carry on to the east. We could check this area and this little like gully or whatever this is over here.
Yeah, at the corner.
And then sweep back around further east into this clearing over here somewhere and see if there's something in there.
I say straight east to the edge of this little cliff at the bottom of the mountain, and then through the woods over to where you were talking. That sounds like a good plan. If we haven't encountered anything by that point, over to the river the rest of the way, and then down south to see if we can't maybe find the Krooth. Was that what it's called?
Fourth, yeah.
Krooth, yeah. The crocodile eater.
All right, so we cross the river. That's no biggie. And do you want to go through the wooded area?
Sure.
Okay.
Mm,
And you
see,
want
why
to pretty
not?
much go directly east?
Trying
Yeah, I
to.
think so.
Okay. So that'll take a few minutes, probably not 5-10 minutes because we're taking it easy.
Yeah, no, I'm not. We're not trying to hurry or rush. We get to anything that seems kind of
Shepard certainly
off or
isn't.
weird. Oh no, Vrar still doesn't feel very good
So
from having the fucking wyvern
there's
fall on his
nothing
ass.
there's nothing in that
Yeah.
it's just the end of the cliff. There's nothing described there. There's nothing described in any of these areas except for the specific areas. So as we get to the edge of the forest here, I can read out the next bit. So you see, gazing out from the cover of the trees, an expanse of grassland slopes that so up here is like the highest, and then as you start to go south it starts to undulate as hills do, slowly downward, and sort of these are more like vertical patterns of undulation, so just rolling grassland slopes, little hills, and you see quite far off to the south the slowly running creek stream that you forded up here. Same one. It is a little broader than it was up there, but still quite crossable by the looks. You also notice dotted about. Actually, there's not that many of them. Sorry. You notice just to the south of you, and in fact, I'm gonna move us to here because you notice this and you move closer, still keeping to the trees. You notice a number. So there are 4 in total. It takes you a little bit to count them, but there are 4. These are elk. They're quite majestic elk. These are known as megalosauruses. Megalosauruses, but basically primeval elk, ancient sort of stock of elk. So they're not just like standard elk that you see every day, but like ancient stock kind of elk. And they are grazing in these grasslands.
Well, hello, dinner on the hoof.
They don't count as monsters for the sake of the hunt, do they?
They do not, no.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, but I'm looking to see which one of them look. I'm looking to see which one of them looks to be the right one to take to bring back as a meal to feast at the end of the hunt to provide part for that. And Vrar's not going to do that, irresponsibly. He knows what he's usually trying to do with that. So there's a 29 hunting check to pick out which of that herd and say that one. We got to take that one.
Okay. With a 29 hunting check, you are quite sure that once upon a time there was a great herd of these. Only 4 remain,
Oh, not killing any of them then.
and that is all that is there. So you think if they're going to survive as a herd or breed from here, you would have to, not kill them, because there's not enough breeding stock otherwise. And the other thing that you would find is that none of them seem particularly vulnerable, and their movements suggest that they're quite protective of one another. So as they're moving and grazing, one's always like looking about and smelling and stuff while the others graze, and then they take kind of turns. So they're not super intelligent, but they're intelligent enough to be quite wary, to be watchful, and it seems like to you, you read this as PTSD, right? Like you read this as like obviously
Things have
they
tried to eat
remember
me.
that the rest of their herd that they're like the and so they're watchful for predators.
And if there's only 4 of the magnificent beasts, no chance in hell that Vrar would ever choose to try to hunt one for dinner then. If there'd been 40 or 50 of them, oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We'd take the weakest and no concern about it. But I'm not doing that now.
Yeah, in a herd of 40 or 50, there would absolutely be some that are weaker. It's just like these ones are the only ones that are surviving, and they're about as equal in strength and health as each other, but they're the last remaining of their kind.
Could we get one to be a horse or mount?
No.
That would be fun.
I mean, you could try. There's things called nature checks to command animals and things like this.
And you
Take
just
all
said
back and start a big herd, protected herd.
you just set wheels rolling in Vrar's head of I could ride a stag. No, I don't want to ride a stag. I'm gonna walk away. Gotta find something better. How about giant
lizard?
dragon? No, giant dragonfly.
So what I had done in this, just to show us that I had done a thing, it was river crossing lines. Let's have a look at this. Activate.
A giant dragonfly is... Where's the size? Has a fly speed of 60 feet. Good. Imprecise. Where's the size? Medium size. You're small, so yes, you could fly in a giant dragonfly.
I know.
So yeah, I'd sort of, popped them on a bit of a map in case anyone wanted to do anything, but it sounds like we're leaving it well enough alone.
Yeah.
I don't need trampled to death by extra angry Moose's little cousin. Okay. With these being the primordial version, even less so.
Yeah.
We can leave with this campaign that Lucas gets to be the only one who got shit stomped by a deer. Okay.
Exactly.
Nice. All right. So let's then move on from here. Back to this one. So yeah, we're skirting the area. You said if there's nothing in the grassland, you wanted to try and get to the river.
Yeah, continue to the river and move south, trying to hook up with the hunters that were coming north.
All right.
Just see if they've seen anything, or see if we come across well-fed Krooth and dead hunters.
All right. You take another few minutes to move across, and I'm guessing that we're stealthy to not alert the elk. So
Yes, we can be.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to try to spook them.
I'm gonna take us to past the hour. While you just are extra careful not to spook these majestic creatures, and you can get to the edge here.
I mean, the point is to purge dangerous beasts, not hurt animals.
Hey, I think you should be able to get extra points on the hunt simply for being able to walk up and touch one of those and walk away. I don't mean run away or have to fight it. Walk
How
up,
would you
touch
prove it?
one, walk away.
Old monster.
All right. So, as you again, I'm
mean, that'll
imagining
work.
that we hold back into the cover and gaze out from there, making sure that we are stealthing and being careful. You look into so you're looking along the banks of the Gudrun River, and you can definitely see that this river is significantly deeper and wider than the other. So this is some 200 feet across. All right, so this is big.
Ver's gonna look over at Keldor and go, "Got any rope?"
Not that much.
So
No. I don't need enough rope to get all the way across. You ever been
Will you just
fishing?
swim and drag us?
Well, have you ever been fishing? You got to have something on the end of the rope.
Underground.
Usually it's a worm on a hook. I don't plan on being on a hook.
That reminds me of the Waterworld scene where he jumps in the water.
So, other than the cover of the trees and the river, which is significantly wide and significantly deep, you at this stage don't, without further investigation, see very much.
Well,
notice.
I'm gonna go out to the bank.
Okay.
Start looking for tracks.
All right. Make me.
What would
perception
something that thing size be eating here? Stuff like that.
Sure.
Adventures.
Yeah. Be good. All right. I'm gonna change our map.
Apparently you found something, otherwise it wouldn't say change map.
I mean, this is a heavily packed area, extremely dense with stuff. Like, yeah, what do we expect?
It's why the hunting lodge has been called here.
No, Matt, just to be clear, you're doing great. And I hold none of my bad rules against you. That is completely against Foundry. But it is
Foundry was really
tiring for you too.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, it really ruled poor rules for us, and at the same time, I mean, we can't see exactly what your rules are or not, but from the sounds of things, the rules themselves were ridiculous. On top of the fact that the creature's fairly powerful itself too.
Yeah, it had to be around what 25 bonus to hit.
Something like that. Let's have a giant fly trap.
It wasn't.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah.
So I mean, it had to critically miss.
To miss me, it has to roll a 1. Oh wait,
Yeah,
that gives it a 23. My armor class is a 22.
But
no,
yeah, if
yeah,
it rolled a 1,
is,
it would
one
fail.
reduces it by 1, therefore it would still fail. Just wouldn't be a crit fail.
All right, so as you're looking about, Ra and the others are looking about. So the river is going to be over here, okay? So it's off the map, but just so that you know, that's where it is. So you are on the edges of it, and you make out that there are some humanoids that are hiding in a copse of trees down here, and given that you have successfully spotted them, you notice that they are wearing the colors and insignias of the Embeth Travelers.
So it's a rival team.
No, that's the hunting lodge. Well, it could be a rival team, but they're just Embeth travelers. It's not one of the other groups per se.
It's somebody affiliated with the lodge,
It's a
though.
lodge. Yeah.
I will.
Oh,
Well,
sorry.
Ask
Yeah.
them if they've seen any monsters.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So you're just going to approach and announce yourselves.
Just call out to them.
I'm just gonna wave
Friendly travelers.
and motion for them to come over.
All right. So as they they will motion you to come into the copse of trees and like be making shush, like
Okay.
you know,
I'll go over. I'll go over and join them.
Yeah.
Why are we being so quiet, guys?
They say, "Hey, we're hunting something. We're claiming rights on this, but it's close by. So just don't want you to mess this up for us." So they have decided to be rivals in this.
Oh, do you want us to intervene if you're dying?
You can.
This is more serious. He looks him right in the eye. Do you want us to intervene before you start dying or only after?
Okay. Are you wanting to adjust their attitude, or are you just saying this?
Well, I'm trying to adjust their attitude.
Okay.
Not trying to make them unfriendly to me. I'm just asking them which they would prefer.
Make your choice of social check.
He's offering to help in however they want, I think is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a
I don't
social
want to interfere with that. Oh, social check? Oh, this is like the worst shit ever for me.
Yeah, but you
Here's my
started talking, so you're the one making the check.
can I make a hunting check
Sure.
with it instead, since
right.
it's an etiquette from that?
Yeah. Go ahead, make a hunting check. We're gonna be generous. Okay.
It's basically an offer to run secondary in case something goes wrong. Is more the diplomatic way to put that.
Okay. 22. All right.
First got a 10 in his hunting check. I mean, it's part of the lore skills that went along with one of his fucking racial background.
It is 22 exactly. Sure, okay. So you talk about this hunting and they listen. You can see that they're I guess impressed with your hunting knowledge. This will shift them away from indifferent. It's only very slowly. You can see that they're like moving from side to side. They're kind of unsure. They're talking to each other. They're like, I mean, this guy's kind of knowledgeable. Maybe we should listen. They're teetering. But you can see that you're making an impact with this check.
And it's kind of at that point where I go, we already killed this thing, and I'm going to pull out the leaf. And I'm going to put that in there. And I said, and the wyvern that was a problem, he's got the fucking stinger from that over there already. But hey, do what you want.
We got the head.
Smile real big, hold up the wyvern head. We're on a roll today already.
Deckard will ask them what creature it is that they're hunting.
Okay, maybe make me a social check or something to see if they're willing to divulge this.
I mean, he has his book out, like
so
he's recording it, like he's just a recorder.
Yeah, you've got like a plus because you have already had a successful interaction.
31 society.
Cool. Yeah. They say, "Oh, you'll never guess. We we have managed to find the lair of the Krooth, and we're waiting to like jump out at it when it returns.
Krooth, First World, Lore Master, Arcana.
Well, we made this check
Crocodile
before. It's a crocodile eater, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know if there's anything additional that I should find out about it, or if that's it. So yeah.
At this
Okay,
stage,
since
that's
I know
what
that
we
now.
know, but you could potentially find out more, I suppose. But
Well, no, it's fine. I didn't know.
Did we rest
I'm
at all?
trying to make sure I'm not metagaming at all
Yeah.
from Deckard's perspective.
yeah,
So,
no, I mean, all of the information that we have up to date is shared. So you would have heard that it's a crocodile eater and that, yeah, kind of vicious. Yeah. I mean, any crocodile.
Did we
eater
rest
is-
at all?
Start eating crocodiles, or if it is
You're fully healed. You're
yeah,
fully
fully
healed.
healed.
All your
Oh.
hit points. All your hit points are back, and you can restock on arrows because there's like 500 in the stash.
Yeah, you
Right,
can take
thank
as
you.
many arrows from the stash as you. If you need me,
Preferably
to do that, I
not
can.
too encumbered.
Sure.
How many do you want?
40
40?
total.
Matt, you want to do it, or you want me to?
Oh, you can do it if you like.
Yeah, I don't mind.
If that, as
Less
long
thing
as
to
that
worry
doesn't
about.
encumber me.
I mean,
Shouldn't.
If it encumbers you,
It
you can
should.
just
I
fire.
will
a
make
few
sure
arrows.
it doesn't. I will reduce it if it encumbers you.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry.
okay, yeah. So, yeah, they've announced that it's a Krooth. You know those little bits of information about Krooth. So, crocodile
Just gonna
eaters,
kinda look at them.
vicious hunters, fast. They hunt and eat crocodiles, alligators, anything with flesh. Their favorite prey are lizard folk, boggards, and dinosaurs. They eat dinosaurs.
Well, and that's
Dinosaurs?
dinosaurs.
Wow.
I'm gonna look over at the three of these hunters and go, so how much you know about a Krooth? And obviously we'll kind of talk back and forth while
They
we're
spurt
kinda
out
waiting.
basically what you know.
All right. And I'm just gonna like, and you three came out here to stalk that by yourself?
How many are there? Three.
Just the
Three.
three.
Yeah,
It's
that's right.
pretty
What are they
ballsy.
armed with?
What did you say? Sorry, Malkov. I didn't quite.
What are they
What are they
armed
armed
with?
with?
Longbows and great axes.
Uh-huh.
Unless Matt wants to change it. Just trying to help you, Matt.
Yeah, so composite longbows and great axes.
What kind of armor are they wearing?
It is inventory hide armor.
Okay.
So nothing metal to drag him completely down in the water, but hide's not that light either.
Hide is medium.
Yeah. Still, it's not the same as I'm wearing half plate. Fell off the ship. Goodbye. You are now Bubbles and Drowning McDrowners. Ain't nothing anybody can do about you.
So with these checks, you will manage to continue to improve your relations with these guys, and talking back and forward, like you're making clear like how dangerous this thing is likely to be, and so they're looking kind of furtively at each other, as if to say maybe we should choose different prey. Maybe
I'll casually offer to take point on it if they want to support us instead. Not trying to take their kill, but they seem to have tracked it and have
We could
pointed
join
us
up
right to the
indeed,
spot.
Bernard.
Yeah, we'd be glad to work
Good
with them.
suggestion. We could all just join up together and work together.
They say, so you would give the hunt to us?
I mean, we've
Sure.
already got 2 points. This is just the one.
Are they in it for the points, or are they just in it for the prestige?
They are going to make perception checks to see if you are lying, okay? Or to see how consistent your body language is with your words, okay?
Oh, go, yeah, be my guest.
Because then
Vrar has zero intention of cheating them in any way with what he just said.
yeah, I understand. Like, they don't know that, so that's why I'm making
Mhm.
the checks. Like, they're
This is preventing
they're a bit
metagaming.
sus.
Oh, yeah, no, I would expect them to be suspicious. What do you mean you're going to help?
So you have no intention of deceiving them? You're
None.
being truthful?
Nope. We just like them to be honest that we help them.
All right. Given that you are not trying to deceive them and they rolled very well overall, they will say, all right, if you like, then if you agree to give the hunt this point to us, yeah, we don't mind if you help. That sounds actually good. We don't want to
I
die.
figure this is a great way to both build allies and friends if they survive this, and goodwill with the rest of the lodge too.
Yeah.
Why would
They
we
say
not
as
want
long
these
as you
people
stay
to
quiet
die?
while we wait for it to return, and then we'll lay our ambush. If there's any other preparations that you guys think are going to be good for this, just so that you know, the lair of the creature is just around the corner here. It's like a cave where it's holding up. So if you think of anything else that you want to like
This is
do,
that first thing, right?
Is this a hill?
that's the inside of the cave. So it's like
Okay.
yeah, so you can travel over the
Is it
top, but I
flat,
can't.
or is it okay?
No, it's undulating terrain. Yeah.
Okay.
So Vrar's gonna go, oh, it's not here right now? How long do you think we got for its back?
They don't know.
You want to sneak up and set some traps?
I'm gonna bust out all my
Let's scrap
shit,
that shit. Yeah.
and I'm gonna start busting out
Cool.
spike traps, and I'm gonna start building hampering traps, and I'm gonna build them, and I'm gonna say, do you guys know how to set these?
Let's
As I
have a
build
look.
one, and
They've got athletics,
I will
monster
assist
lore,
you.
stealth, and survival. So no.
oh, okay. Well, I'll make one, and I'm gonna go set it. And I'm just gonna go trap the shit out of the area around the front of the cave, primarily with traps to stop the thing in motion. That's the hampering snares that I've got.
All right.
Yeah.
One by one, ping by ping, I'd like for you to show me which squares you put these traps in, please.
Can I aid him to speed up his process? I don't know traps, but I know crafting real well.
Okay, well,
yeah,
hold on.
it's fine.
Would a survival check help?
What this does, guys, just so you hear, the hampering snare is I arrange brambles, wires, sticky goo, or other materials to interfere with the creature's movement. The square with this snare, as well as 3 adjacent squares to form a 10 by 10 foot area, become difficult terrain when the creature first enters the snare's square. The difficult terrain affects the creature's movement right away, including its movement into the triggering square, and it lasts for 1d4 rounds after the snare is triggered. A creature can use an interact action to clear the difficult terrain out of a single square early.
Yeah, where do you want to set that up, please?
So
The survival
I gotta
check
move myself around the corner so that I can
could
see.
be, to stay hidden, to improve the cover that you have, these sorts of things. So yes, probably useful.
Okay.
Based on what Nut said, I think that's probably the first one.
And this thing probably comes from the river to here primarily, I would assume.
Yeah. Yeah, and the river is just off screen.
Okay, so remind me again. Where's the ping? What's the ping
You
command?
just hold your left
Yeah.
mouse.
Okay,
Long left click.
okay, thank you. So I am going to place one here.
Yep.
With the intention of the other 3 squares being below and closer towards my person. So that would be the upper left square in the 4. That, exactly.
Yep.
I am going to place one here, doing the same thing.
Down.
Yes. For the hampering snares,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going, since I'm assuming it's going to be coming from the straight east at that point into here, because I'm assuming they tracked and they looked, and that's the primary way that I would
that's
think.
the information that we have. Yeah.
I will then, let's see, hold on. In this space right here, I'm going to put a single square spike trap.
Okay.
Okay. And that is going to cost me a grand total of 9 gold pieces.
Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Yeah, you successfully lay the traps and sneak back to your location. And Lucas, yeah, if you want to make that survival check to further make sure that you can't be noticed by it as it's returning, I'll allow each of you to make one check, and then we're going to finish off the session. So Lucas's check, so Varaz's done. Lucas's fortifying camp, making it less noticeable, so that's his check. Kaldor and Thekid, you can make a check each in relation to what you do with this time while Varar is setting these traps up, and then we will...
Thekid was helping Varar, so it was quicker.
Helping Varar. Kaldor?
Are any of the 300s wounded at all?
No.
Then I'm probably just going to wait patiently.
Okay. Alright, so with that all said and done, guys, thank you. It's been fun. Next session, we will probably fight the Krooth as it returns, and hopefully all these traps will be advantageous to us as it does so, and we will do that next time. That will be the same time, same place next week. Guys, be on the lookout for on a Thursday night on my channel and on Dionix's channel. We're playing Neverwinter Nights 2 and progressing that story. That's going really well. On Saturday night on Dionix's channel, there is our Cyberpunk game. Unfortunately, I got stuck in some floods and couldn't do anything, and that was really unfortunate last time, but I heard that it was a good session. All being...
Just to quickly fill you and nuts in, as well as the viewers, they didn't miss a whole lot. We went ahead and got the plan, and then we pivoted and did some flashbacks. So there's some really good character development in last session.
Nice.
Cool.
We like
Cool.
that.
Yeah, we didn't do anything without you.
Appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
Great.
No worries.
Well, we were down 2 people at that point, but we'd already scheduled it, so I figured we'd do something productive.
Yeah, I
Not
heard it was a
ELO.
really good session, so that was great.
Yep.
Not ELO.
But yeah, looking forward to being there and doing that. So yeah, tune in to those things. As always, I'm gonna set us to our ending screen. We will orient to raiding. So here is a raid message. Please, guys, look after yourselves. Be kind to each other. And from us here, from me, Matt in a Hat, we wish you a good week, a good few days, and we will catch you on the flip side. Stay tuned for whoever we're going to raid. Just going to quickly go have a look at our lollies around. Sweet. Alright, well, we will go and raid those. They are awesome role players, have excellent stories and stuff, so give them some love, guys. We love going and doing that, so we'll catch you around. Thanks again for being here, for all your support, and we'll catch you soon. Bye for now.